with first pick on the red side. We'll ban away the Poppy Akali and hovering that last ban. I feel like Locke has fallen out of priority. We haven't really seen him. Not a lot of people are playing him now. Yeah.
Yeah, he got pretty heavily nerfed, so it makes sense that he's fallen.
Too soon. Let me see the best players in the world play him a little longer.
It was kind of like permabanned, and then they swung. Because once you're permabanned, you got to swing pretty hard. It was broken in solo queue as well.
Yeah, true. I guess when it's ruining the average player's experience.
Exactly. If we're in our own little esports pocket, then sure.
We're playing live. We're a live patch chat.
We are.
That's notable for the LCS. Caitlyn's the final ban here from Shopify Rebellion, and Best of the final ban from Sentinels. Let's see what their first big priority is.
A little Lucian MIlio action, maybe, for Sentinels. Let Rahel try and carry this one. No more lethality Varus for the guy. He was having some fun in the last game.
Yeah.
Him and Bvoy with the MF Varus matchup.
There's a solo kill for Bvoy. Rahel's able to bring it back around and get one final kill before he goes down after the disastrous dragon fight they suffered. And Lucian, a little more mobility than the Varus. Maybe a little more punch in the late game as well if you're able to get a full combo off with all of your chained auto attacks. It's an AD carry that has a lot of ability to kind of carry on its own without the team always setting it up. As Viktor and the Wukong are the answer here for Shopify Rebellion. Chances of being a Viktor bot lane into the Lucian. What do you think?
It's a real chance, but it doesn't feel like these teams want to do it.
Yeah.
Bvoy has played Ziggs already a couple of times, and Viktor is one of the easier mages I feel like for AD carry players to pick up. But that's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Cool.
I mean, Viktor traditionally good into Lucian.
Yeah.
Especially against North American AD carries.
Bvoy did play it week 1, I believe, if memory serves correct, in their win versus DSG. And yes, he did. It was Viktor with Nautilus support, where they will not have that. Jace top, Zinjao jungle, they will not have that. And then Ibia mid, so they will not have that. It'll have to be a new composition around the Viktor this time around.
Yeah, I like it. Just do it again. Viktor bot. I played Viktor bot in a normal game yesterday, and then my Leona walked the turret, said, have fun with that, and just quit. So we got a remake, and they got banned, but
really?
I was surprised that it was that against mage bot lanes.
Well, were you
it's
playing
a
on
good
your
mage bot lane.
Were you playing on your main account? Like, did they see Riot Jatt?
No, I don't have that account. I never
don't
played
have that
Riot
account?
Not in like 10 years.
Oh, because I was going to say, maybe that was the reason why then.
Yeah,
they just didn't trust that you would carry on.
You're washed.
Yeah, this guy. All right, it's Ryze and MIlio locked in to pair with that Lucian.
It's Viktor bot. They're not even hiding it.
Annie mid, yeah. Not even going to wait for a flex later on. They just say, yeah, we're playing double AP mages. Annie for the setup for Zinie, and Viktor for the DPS for Bvoy.
I mean, the risk now is not being able to get enough physical damage because Fudge does need to play AD top, and Bess is gone. Every top laner that's been played already is also gone. Jace, Cassante, Gnar, Olaf. So you can see Fudge thinking through, like, what can I actually play here? Jax is AD. Impact isn't typically the guy who's going to crush you with the counter pick, so it makes it a little bit safer.
Yeah. You could just go for a tank and say Wukong's going to be enough. Maybe you think that. It's I don't know if I would agree, but like that could be a line of thinking is like, you know, just pick something like Ornn. Like Cassante's already gone.
Yeah,
so that would be like the premier one.
I think Impact is going to be the guy that picks something like Ornn or Sion and just runs with it.
True. Support pairing here for Shopify Rebellion is going to be the next priority. They want to give counter pick for Fudge in the top lane and also just give him more time to think about what his options are. So it's Rakan for Zeyzal. They have two big engage tools now. They have the Rakan going in with the quickness and the great entrance, and then they have Annie with the summon Tibbers, and that's going to be a blind Renekton now for Sentinels.
Would have been nice to have Renekton if you're Fudge right there. Impact probably would have picked Ornn or Sion into it, but at least you would have had the correct profile for your team.
Sure.
Because it's tricky. What's
Aatrox
down into Renekton? Aatrox is okay. He's going to lose lane.
Ooh, it's Renekton and Nocturne as well, so Sentinels can also turn the lights out. And so far, a fairly squishy comp from Shopify Rebellion, so there's a lot of members that are going to have to be very, very careful when that Nocturne paranoia does come up. I will say not a lot of the traditional pairings with it, things Like,
Yeah.
you know, the Orianna is the big one, obviously. That's not going to be available here with the Nocturne. Things like Nico, not going to be available. I guess it'd be like Colleen coming in and maybe flanks. And it's Zaahen.
Zaahen. It is still a good scaling AD pick. I think he can survive the lane against Renekton. By no means is he going to win it. It'll still fit the profile. Okay, that's actually a fine pick.
Okay.
I was thinking like Jax isn't going to be that good into Renekton. Be okay into Lucian. They got away with it. I like the Shopify draft.
Yeah, and they actually have a pretty decent kind of combination of engage options with primary engage and secondary engage. Typically, I'll think of like Zeyzal going in to start things off, Contractz and Zinie following up. And then the Zaahen, when there's all that CC and everybody's clumped together, he's going to thrive, being able to get his passive stacked up really fast. But then they also have some ranged options with Bvoy coming in here with Viktor. So yes, if they get to this front-to-back kind of position, I do like what Shopify Rebellion have drafted. From Sentinel's side, though, that Nocturne always adds a wild card to every team fight and to every side lane position. If you're Fudge in your head and you're pushing a side lane, it can be harder to stack up that passive in a 1v1 or a 1v2 when the Nocturne comes into your lane.
I mean, just the Nocturne plus the Ryze, especially if Sentinels can get a little bit ahead in this game, going to make it very difficult for Shopify to play side lanes. Plus, if Rahel, huhi get ahead on the Lucian MIlio, they could own mid-prio. So there is a way that this game gets really out of hand and fairly unplayable for Shopify pretty early.
1-1 on the scoreboard. Shopify Rebellion versus Sentinels to determine who's the line right now. You ask all the pundits, you ask the analysts, you ask the coaches, you ask the players. A lot will say we're a top 4 region with the big
top
dog.
3?
Top 3, maybe FlyQuest in there, maybe. Sentinels have been holding that line in 5th place as of spring. Shopify trying to punch up and prove that they can be in that conversation as well.
Geez, Kobe leaves for 1 week and you're suddenly not giving us top 3 credit?
I'm saying top 4.
We're definitely top 3.
You don't think FlyQuest is that you think they're fake?
We 6-0'd the number 4.
Oh, no, top 3 region in the world. I'm saying a region with only top 4 teams in the title, you know.
Oh, is that what you said?
Chance, yeah.
Maybe
I worded it
I got a little
confusing.
Triggered.
Yeah, no, we're a top 3 region. We're better than EU, 100%.
But this is a battle for 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Sentinels holding the line.
And then after you win, then you go for top 4?
Yes.
Okay, understood.
They're climbing the ladder.
They're climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
One rung at a time, I believe, is what they call it on the ladder. But
we have the same level of synergy that Sentinels displayed in the last game for the team fight.
Yeah.
The same level of synergy that Shopify's mid-game lane assignments have currently.
I do feel like I'm losing my mind here as well. Don't even remember half the things I just said right there. Zinie right now getting the wave pushed mid onto DARKWINGS here. Bot lane going in favor of Sentinels, and top deadlock as both junglers are starting on the bottom camps, and they'll be pathing towards the top side. How do you favor a strong side or strong top lane path for junglers?
The pathing up?
Yeah.
I feel like since they're going to be resetting and probably running bot all the time anyway, that it's fine. I just don't feel like the really old school Renekton was like you're so dominant that you need to path up towards it, and then you're like diving on the wave where you hit level 4. But now I don't think it's going to end up doing much. If they actually fight at the Scuttle Crab, it would be huge. But now I'm just watching Nocturne. Nocturne's going for something funny.
Yeah, he's actually going for a potential mid lane play.
Yeah.
No camps to steal. Zinie's very far forward. DARKWINGS can step up. He's going to have to look for the stun early here onto Zinie. Drops down the ward, and HamBak will not find the funny play.
Yeah, burned a lot of time, actually. This is going to give Contractz free prio onto top crab, which if you're pathing up into the Renekton, you normally wouldn't actually get.
Ooh. Grand entrance onto Rahel plus the gravity field there.
Oh, Fudge actually trading really well. Doran's shield into the more scaling helm that Impact took, but he's just going to be able to TP back and reset this lane.
Yeah, wave CS is going to be about dead even here. Fudge is going to have to try and get this in fast. Nocturne is nearby. If Impact can try and keep Fudge locked in place, but now he's backing away. Hey, who in chat said EU better than NA lol?
6-8 LEC.
Yeah, well, yeah, but the first one.
Was it you? Because that's what I was getting the impression of.
No! It wasn't me, Jatt. Check the tape. I'm like 60% sure that I said what I think I said.
Looks like Contractz is going to get a double crab off of the shenanigans from HamBak.
Really good jungle start here for Contractz, as HamBak is even spotted on the Raptors. So Contractz also seen taking those, but both junglers knowing the information, it's still Contractz with a camp lead.
Yeah, but with the way HamBak is still sticking around, he's just not going to be a pre-6 gank boy right now. He's just going to take Wolves, he's going to take Gromp, and then kind of be back on cycle. So both these guys just really power farming. I mean, I don't even think Contractz took a base after Double Crab, because they're both really just trying to rush level 6.
Whoever's able to get that first big advantage, usually around the grub timer, 50 seconds until that first dragon right now, as Contractz is going to be passing towards the top camps here. HamBak is clearing out that Gromp now as we speak, and Rahel just got back into lane with the double longsword. Bvoy TP's back into lane with the Dark Seal and the Amp Tome, plus refillable potion. So that was a good guy he carried. Look at that. Control ward early on, so maybe worried about some shenanigans coming down into his lane as well.
Absolutely. Trying to play a little bit of lane bully on the Viktor. That's what you would like to be able to do in an ideal world on this Viktor, especially when the supports leave, if the supports leave is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when they're going up to Lucian MIlio, huhi's not going to be roaming the same way like Leona, Camille, Bard do. They're going to be wanting to stick around 2v2, so.
But also, the MIlio's not going to be nearly as threatening in the 2v1 as like a Leona or a Camille would be. So I think that this would favor overall the roaming of Zeyzal, as HamBak roaming up top lane for a gank himself. Spotted out by the ward into Tribrush. Level 6 hit there by Impact, but not able to lock down Fudge. Means that Shopify Rebellion top laner is fine.
Yeah, you can see HamBak 12 CS down right now. Contractz now just taking his first base at 5 minutes and 20 seconds. It's a 6 camp into 2 crabs into 4 more camps. So a 12 camp first clear for Contractz. But that's a small little dream. He's got the upgraded smite already on the Wukong at 5 minutes and 30 seconds and running out with a lot of power.
Don't get much more efficient than that when it comes to
maxed.
Power farming early game junglers here. Level 5 now with the phage completed.
Technically, if he did the Raptor start first into Double Crab into the Raptors again, it's like slightly faster, but he's a strong boy right now.
Nothing's perfect. You know, HamBak drops down the control ward. We'll spot out a ward here on Contractz. And that smite from Contractz onto the big Raptor hits level 6, steals away the camp from HamBak.
And it wasn't a fair fight. That was 1,000 damage smite versus 600 damage smite.
Yeah.
Contractz playing well off of this early advantage gain. Just slow playing his own hand here so the Wukong Annie can one-shot the first person they see if they fight at this Drake.
Yeah, Zinie was also there in the back pocket, so Contractz will get the 3rd grub of the game and drops down the Angry Cat emote as he walks through the mid lane here. That dragon could be the focus at this point in time. Contractz does have that level lead over HamBak, who's going to be looking to hit level 6 off of this next Gromp.
Yeah, really nothing's broken in this game, though. We're talking about the little peanuts that Contractz have been able to steal away from HamBak. HamBak a little bit behind the curve. Is he going to hit level 6 on that Gromp? Yep, he will. So he'll be level 6 soon, and then they'll be able to hold threat. But there's just not even been flashes burned in the early game. It's been a very low volatility game so far.
Now that HamBak has the paranoia, though, I always immediately think, where's the first one going to go? If you don't pull off the first ultimate, it's a pretty long cooldown until you have that first item completed, so it can be tough to kind of bounce back from that position. Not going to go for anyone right now, so it gives us a little time to talk just about the junglers versus each other. I've noticed, Jatt, some similarities in play style so far this split between Contractz and HamBak. Both high damage percentage, high gold percentage, and 2 of the only junglers with any solo kills. So we don't see as much of like the hard carry style jungle in the LCS anymore. When I think of it, though, I think of these 2 guys.
It's true, and I think the one that stood out to me was the week 1 Qiyana game from HamBak. He's often, I mean, it's strange that this is the game where Contractz killed like 12 camps, no ganks before resetting, because that's normally not the way he plays whatsoever. But both these guys putting up numbers early.
I imagine he will have a pretty high gold percentage, even if he's not going for early ganks and kills here, just with how efficiently he has been clearing. He's got a 200 gold lead over HamBak individually right now, as Zeyzal will go for a visit mid. Gets a knock up onto DARKWINGS, and that's about it, as huhi will come in and try and keep his mid laner topped off. The grubs have now spawned, and that is where the first action could break out here.
Everybody is here.
There's the Tibbers going down onto the level 5 MIlio. No ultimate available, has to flash over the wall. Breath of Life could have been big there for huhi, but just not quite there. Chaos Storm will come down onto DARKWINGS, as now the fight's in the river. Impact's knocked up, and he's about to fall down. The cycle for the first blood, but it will be a trade of kills as HamBak pops the paranoia, and Contractz will go down for Impact.
Well, there's your first paranoia. Used at the tail end of the fight, gets the flash off of Bvoy's Viktor. Contractz does get the first blood, but then he falls, and since HamBak stays on the map,
another stun under DARKWINGS. Is the burn enough? Deathfire Touch does a little bit, but not enough. Oh, close there for DARKWINGS.
Very close. But Flash and TP will be able to get him back on the map, no problem. I think Sentinel's going to be quite happy with the outcome of that fight. Kind of gets HamBak back on pace in this game.
He's coming up to the top lane
nice little
for
heal
a
gank.
2v1 fight, but yeah, there's really no lockdown onto Fudge, who still had the Grim Deliverance. Pretty unwise to go for an all-in there. No one gets the grubs. It's actually just one grub picked up by Sentinels, but no one gets the other two.
Who needs them?
Get the additional buff. Yeah.
That's funny. These MIlio ganks are really funny because they're actually really effective. But so this is interesting, right? Zeyzal's level 6, huhi's level 5. The fact that Sentinels doesn't lose on these spikes here, where there's a level advantage in the jungle and a level advantage for the support, is really good for them. This is definitely a fight that Shopify, if they play more together, I think they're able to win.
Yeah.
But they don't get the clean one-shot onto huhi. It takes them a little bit of extra time to actually get that first kill. And then they also just lost a lot of tempo after that fight.
It's one of those moments where, like, if Bvoy was a little more connected when they looked for huhi, they probably killed MIlio. If instead he was partnered with Contractz and Fudge, they probably get the kill earlier onto Impact. But it's a lot of ifs and buts. None of it actually amounted to a play there. As we come back to live, though, Contractz will be getting these 2 grubs. So at least, you know, winning the grub game overall.
Yes, sir. Also, remember, week 6 is going to be our LCS home ground, so there'll be a little bit of a schedule change there. LCS week 5 will be different teams. LCS week 6 will be getting the double C9 days, double Team Liquid days, double Lion days. Going to be a really good time.
Some fantastic League of Legends will be had in Mexico City as the charm lands there onto Rahel. Level 6 is there for huhi, but he did not have the Breath of Life available, so Rahel has to use the barrier and will get away without burning the flash.
And speaking of this being the battle for 5th, so we're seeing pretty aggressive trading in the mid lane. HamBak is actually waiting to see if anyone's going to get too aggressive, but he's going to go back. Speaking of, though, Zeyzal, they can take him to 5th. Whoop, 6th place.
Yep.
To 5th place. They were the 6th place team. May have felt like they're the 8th place team, but he wants to be able to take him to 6th. Remember, Sentinels kind of seen as the 5th place team.
Yeah.
Zeyzal wants to change that.
Well, Sentinels was the 5th place from spring.
It's been a very close series. I feel like these teams are appropriately ranked.
Yeah. If you want to crack into the top 5 for Shopify Rebellion, you have to be able to beat Sentinels. This is kind of the line holders right now. You looked at the power rankings earlier at the start of the series, and it was basically one long line of red for Sentinels in 5th place. I believe I was the only one that put Shopify in 5th. No bias, of course. It was because of that quote from Zeyzal, actually. You know,
you believe in the beard.
I believe in the beard. As a fellow facial hair enthusiast. Yeah, APA's got some competition in the league now.
Beards are just big mustaches. Really.
I suppose, if you really want to think
really
of it that
break
way.
it down.
Yeah. What's the
Although
difference?
I think he doesn't look like he has much of a mustache.
Zeyzal?
Yeah.
What?
He shaved it up there. That would be a weird look.
No way.
That would be a weird look.
Can we get the cameras back on the supports here? We're on top lane right now. We might cycle through. Okay,
they'll cycle
through all the way through.
We'll watch for
Oh, okay, back.
It's really
No, it's just like a
got
blonde
light
mustache.
hair. It really blends in with the skin.
Yeah, but it's there.
Okay.
Yeah, can we get a full screen?
Yeah.
No, we're good.
I'm gonna pay attention to this next time I interview. Like,
let us know in
who
Twitch
gets that
chat.
mustache?
Let's get a poll. Poll going to Twitch chat.
I
Does
can
Zeyzal
understand
have
shaving
a
the
mustache?
mustache and letting the beard because then it's easier to eat, but
True, but then you lose the flavor saver.
strange. The what?
The flavor saver. Yeah.
I mean, you were talking earlier about
soaks
how you'd rather just like take a pill or like have a shake or something than eat food. If you have flavors sitting in your mustache, I think that makes a lot more sense. That's not how the majority of the world eats.
Yeah, true. Well, now I feel like that it deserves some more context for the folks at home
Flavor
listening
saver.
along. What would you rather have? Access to any food you want at any time, or
That's not what a mustache is going to give
that
you.
replaces all food?
You're storing
You
all
don't have to
food in
spend
your
the time
mustache?
eating. No, I store the pills in my mustache.
Oh, I
There's
see.
a lot of space in there. DARKWINGS coming down here into the bottom lane. Going to get engaged on by Zeyzal, but with huhi behind him, he should be just fine. Looks like we're in for a bit of a slower ramp in this game. Game number 2 delivered on the bloody expectations for both of these teams, Jatt, but this time around, it's a much slower, calculated game.
Yeah, got to wait for the big team fights to explode. Rahel, I think, is going to have fun in this game. he's the one with an enchanter. He's playing AD carry as AD carry was intended if
as
it was
David
designed by AD carries.
intended it. Yes.
That's exactly what he
This
did.
is League of Legends, as Freak intended. Paranoia into the mid lane here, looks at Zinie. Has the flash available, will flash away from the fear as now Contractz going for the re-engage. Cyclone on HamBak, the Nocturne's down. Kill credit over to Zinie. Shopify Rebellion get the play in the mid lane.
Well played right there. You could see the Nocturne pressed his spell shield. Zinie didn't burn his stun. They waited it out, and then everyone just flew onto HamBak afterwards to punish him for that Nocturne vein.
Now, what can they get afterwards? Contractz immediately looked for the Raptors, but huhi and Rahel pushed him off of that. So I guess we're not actually going to get much. Herald's up in 30 seconds. That means that if Shopify Rebellion want to start it right away, there will be no Paranoia for that, and also no flash for HamBak. So even if he does have it, that's kind of a one-way journey. You're going to go in there, get your one spell shield, and then you probably just go down after the fact.
Yeah, HamBak just has that one little baby stack of Ultimate Hunter this game. I feel like that's what he really wanted to get more of.
Yeah.
In that mid-fight. Ended up costing him his flash and his ultimate. Well played by Shopify there, but I'm really just waiting for this game to hit late game, because it seems like everyone's farming.
Just no MIlio yet, same as me.
Does Ryze want to bit? Oh, Ryze still there.
You wanna
we have no
match
TP.
now, Bvoy?
I'm ready on mid.
Mid.
I'm ready.
No W, no W, no W.
On
I think my
Nocturne,
ulti.
just front.
Just
back,
kill,
front
just
to
kill. No
back.
flash, Nora.
I think I'll go ball.
Yeah.
Nice comms. No
Yeah.
W, no W, no W, because no one else would have seen that since it was during the Paranoia, so we had to let them know that it was safe to fly in. Well calmed by Zinie there.
Now HamBak with the rest of Sentinels hovering around in this top river. DARKWINGS is walking up from the bottom lane, so it looks like Sentinels are positioning to fight for the Herald.
Definitely want to. Paranoia will be back up, but Contractz is just waiting a couple seconds more for his Cyclone. 7 seconds.
They'll be up for the contest. As now that's a teleport in from Zinie to the mid turret. Teleport in now from Fudge into the Banana Brush. Sentinels will back off from the Herald. Now they got 2 TPs. It looks like that is enough for them currently, as they will let the Herald reset, and now it's Shopify Rebellion that are in the river and on the objective.
Yeah, they just wanted to back up temporarily while Fudge came in with that giant shield.
Now Paranoia into the mid lane here, looking at Zinie. No flash available on the Ann. He's able to proto belt back to safety. HamBak barely lives as Rahel gets the kill credit. Zeyzal's looking to chase and continue the fight. Now Contractz comes in with a cyclone, but Rahel is out of there. Back to the safety of the mid lane turret. DARKWINGS can't quite get out for now, but will, with the help of Impact, tag in the Croc. Look at Contractz. His teammate's going to keep him alive as he's chased all the way to the bottom river. And Sentinels will not find a kill, neither will the Rebels. Zinie's the only one that goes down in the mid lane, but we went from Herald to Dragon, and I guess the Rebels will just start this one up.
That's funny. Nobody had enough damage to finish anybody off in that fight, and Shopify end up picking up their own Drake on the back end of that one. You can see still no first item for Bvoy. Zinie just with the proto belt. They do kill Zinie, who's flashless at the start of this fight, and then narrowly live on a couple of different people. So HamBak takes a bunch of damage, 2 spells burned to burn through the spell shield and get the stun by HamBak. But then Zeyzal here trying to get the flash engage, getting the charm, but the ultimate comes through from MIlio, just allowing Rahel to flash out. And then at the end, like, they just kind of run out of spells to fill DARKWINGS. And I think this is where it got a little bit silly. Impact was not going to kill anyone at the end there. Stressful fight for Golden Glue. Oh my God.
Never a good sign when the coach puts the hands on the head. Thinking, what went wrong right there? The Rebels were down a member, but still get the Dragon. 4 minutes till the next one. No kills at the Herald, though. I mean, yes, Zinie goes down on the setup, but the Herald was not where the fight ended up actually culminating. Instead, it chased down bot side as Impact's not able to get onto Fudge right there. Fudge back to the safety of his bottom turret. Multiple members of Sentinels around, though. Looks like they want to continue the play onto the Zaahen. The passive is not sacked up. That's flash forward from Impact. Paranoia under the turret, and it's easy peasy. HamBak with the kill. Sentinels pull off the dive.
Nicely done there. No messing around. Flash into stun. No chance that Fudge would be able to get that passive up.
Also, question for you, Jatt, and for everybody in chat. Do you know the 3 states of matter? Solid, liquid, and the Gas South Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, where the LCS Championship will be headed from October 3rd to 4th. Tickets are on sale right now. Scan the QR code. I'm really happy that the prompter went that direction because I did not read ahead. Whatever was on that prompter, I was going to say with full confidence.
Full trust.
Full trust, and they did not betray me. Shout out to the prompter writers. I'm going to imagine that one was man. I'm just going to give him credit there. Impact getting chunked out by Zinie. Oh, I heard Grapes in my ear saying you're welcome. We've shouted him out too much on broadcast, though.
Yeah, ego's going to get too
I
large.
know, yeah.
It'll be almost as large as our stats guys.
Leo, Grapes, man. Who are we missing? Shout out Big G.
Big G.
Yeah, Graham. All right, well, Zinie getting chased down by Impact right here, but the team's behind him. Cyclone from Contractz will lock down the Crocodile. Impact almost gets out with the help of huhi. He's healing up a lot, but not enough. Contractz gets the kill.
Yeah, huhi burns everything there. Cozy Campfire, Breath of Life, and his heal cannot save Impact, who just was completely outnumbered. So Shopify had a lot of extra time there to go for a play. Now Realm Warp.
Plus the Realm Warp coming in onto Bvoy. He has the Flash, he has the Arcane Storm, and Sentinels do not have the damage to take down that Viktor. Bvoy gets out.
Really clutch gravity field right there. Gets the stun onto Nocturne, and then later the stun onto DARKWINGS. Just perfectly placed on top of the Realm Warp so he'd be able to fall back into his turret. Cost him his Flash, but I'm sure he'd rather that than be dead.
Interesting, though, on the tail end of the play, even though Impact went down top lane, the top turret goes the way of Sentinels. Rahel and huhi are there, and Rahel actually benefits from that. 1,000 gold up over Bvoy currently. We talked about him playing the AD carry. He's getting engaged on by Zinie, but that's not enough burst damage, and Zinie did not want that fight. huhi in the back pocket of Rahel will keep his carry alive. Sentinels with the outplay.
Zinie saw more damage in his spells than there was. There was MIlio right behind him, yes, who he had burned heal and ult on Impact, but he still had Cozy Campfire, and Rahel had barrier, so they just blow him up on the return.
Herald goes mid, not even to crack that turret for the Rebels, so that's just them losing the mid lane or top lane. Yeah, it's like when you think you're hungrier than you are, you order the extra round of K barbecue and realize you can't finish it. You have to rely on your producer to do it for you.
Just like that.
Just like that.
But he had no one to rely on. He was on his own.
No! You had to pay extra.
He died.
They charge you when you don't finish the full plate.
Yep.
Not the all-you-can-eat places.
Yeah.
You're a fool. Well, Zinie now 1-2-2, and that's just a couple of moments this split, couple of moments this year that we've seen him have moments like that. Shopify still trying to tune up their solo laners to kind of be on the same page as the rest of the team. Moments like that, though, it is just a miscalculation. He was so close.
Yep.
He actually got very close.
Would have been an amazing play. I mean, if he gets that one shot off, you can imagine how much tempo they'd gain on the map, being able to kill the AD carry. And Rahel's like set up to carry this game. He's the reason that Sentinels is comfortable with this being a slow game pace, because they feel like if they get to 4 or 5 item Lucian, MIlio, they're just going to be able to take over the game.
I like the concept of focus on Rahel. I would like to add a plus, have a couple people there to help you out. If you have Wukong Cyclone, if you have even Zeyzal going in for an engage as well, he's going to have a little extra damage and crucially some CC, so Rahel can't burn down the Annie afterwards. Currently, Rahel is the main character for Sentinels. 1.6k gold ahead of Bvoy at this point. He just keeps pushing these mid waves. The next dragon is spawned. Sentinels currently with the inside dragon. They will have the paranoia as well as flashes on everybody save Impact for the fight.
Yeah, and I mean, Rahel, he's bridged the item gap. I mean, once he gets Infinity Edge especially, he's going to be way ahead of where Bvoy is. Like, one of the many reasons that mages bot have been able to work is they're just faster item power spikes, like Proto Belt, Blackfire Torch is incredibly powerful, but soon Rahel will be on IE.
Like that from
They're
Rahel,
not even
though.
rushing this Drake.
Yeah.
Because if Rahel can actually get to IE, that's when they'd rather fight this, and it's just the second Drake of the game, so they don't want to lose a fight here, knowing they have so much control everywhere else on the map.
Especially with how that last game ended, it was Sentinels getting a little trigger happy in the mid lane. This time around, they're playing a little more back, waiting for the right opportune moment. Shopify will push in this mid wave with 4 members strong and take the turret, cracking that outer mid, while DARKWINGS on the Ryze's top lane, answering Fudge there. Teleport is available for Fudge. It's not available for DARKWINGS. So the Rebels actually have a little window here to go for the dragon.
I think they can just take it. Impact is making time, trying to be annoying, but for the most part, looks like Rahel is just going to be farming until he can get to his Infinity Edge.
Yeah, HamBak's all the way on the top half. He's got the paranoia available. Fudge has not spotted him yet. Maybe the thought was we can make the play onto the Zaahen. Either way, it will just be Dragon to Shopify Rebellion, 2 stacked up now.
Yeah, on the way to Chemsoul, but far away from actual Chemsoul. The earliest they'd get it at this point would be about 34 minutes.
Still pretty late, all things considered. So maybe that Baron. Hey, we're still at that 84%. Actually, it went up a little bit.
Yeah,
it's above 84% win rate for 2 Barons
now. Rerun those numbers to show us that 2 Barons is actually a lower win rate than 1 Baron now?
Well, now what? Oh wait, no, they lost that. You're right.
They did lose that.
And did Shopify get a Baron at the end?
No.
I'm trying to even remember that.
I think that might even increase the 0 Baron win rate from 8% to higher than 8%.
A reminder that the LCS stats guy, Leo, said with the first request for the stats, I hate you, Kangas.
But then he did it anyway.
Did it.
So
let's see what he does this time around as we request it again. Cyclone mid lane from Contractz onto Rahel, flash out from the Lucian. The main character is kept alive with his support in his back pocket. Half health for the Lucian, but he's fine.
Yeah, still sticking around. Wanted to get one more wave in. Hasn't based for IE yet. He's got 1,800 gold. It's going to cost him both Summoner Spells, the MIlio ult, and the heal, but now he'll have the Infinity Edge for the next time he deploys on the map.
And Burn, Flash, and Barrier, so that's 2 Summoner Spells down. I guess those will not be up there. At least the Flash won't be up for the next Dragon fight. 3 minutes, 35 seconds. We'll have to keep that in mind as if Sentinels want to contest, they got to keep their AD carry safe. They don't have to. It's only the 3rd Dragon for the Rebels.
Yeah, it's true, but Sentinels is going to be really making work of these side lanes now. I mean, the Ryze Nocturne is making it so difficult for Shopify to push deep on any of these waves. It's why they're kind of full sending it mid-wave, because that's kind of the only place they feel safe playing, it feels like.
And they get the turret. So now it's an answer of turrets. Sentinels have 3 with that outer turret in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Shopify Rebellion just picked up their 2nd turret in the top lane. Bottom turret's holding strong as Impact and Fudge find themselves matched up in that bottom lane. Slight gold lead for Impact, big gold leads for DARKWINGS and Rahel. We were talking about Rahel being the main character, but DARKWINGS has also been farming up. He's now 40 CS up over Zinie. Hasn't had as many oopsie plays, not as many, kills either. He's 0-0-3, but still 3 items on the Ryze. This is typically kind of the big break point for him as well.
They have hit their spikes. They got an actualizer on the Ryze. That's like the Ryze Infinity Edge. And they have the Infinity Edge on Rahel, which is...
It's like the actualizer for AD carries.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, there you go.
I was going to say the Infinity Edge of Infinity Edges.
Oh, that would have been...
It's the same type of misdirection.
Yeah, I like it. Either way, I think the point stands. They're strong. They're both pretty strong.
Yeah.
Look at Bvoy and Zinie. They're on 2 items, a couple scraps.
But just look at these side lanes. They just can't move there, because if anyone moves there alone, Nocturne's going to ult on them, or Ryze is going to Realm Warp towards them. So it's getting very difficult for Shopify to keep up.
And I think DARKWINGS will actually just get this turret. The Crystalline Overgrowth, there was 1 plate left. And DARKWINGS walks up, autos it a couple of times. That's now 4 turrets for Sentinels and a 3.6k gold lead.
He's taking Contractz as camps, too.
Oh. It's disastrous.
Blaber would be furious.
I mean, Contractz is still up. Overall, camp clear to HamBak, but he's the only one with a gold lead for Shopify Rebellion right now. And it's not a big one. It's 435 as it stands. 2.1k for DARKWINGS, 1.9k for Rahel. Those are the members that Shopify need to focus on. If you're Zinie, if you're Contractz, if you're Zeyzal, look at the carries and hope that you have enough damage to actually kill them through all the MIlio heals and shields.
Yeah, it looks like Barrier Heal will be back up soon.
Or look top lane.
They're
actually trying to get onto Impact. That's Flash out of the Crocodile, and he is fine.
Couldn't get the stun early enough. Maybe if they led with the W on Annie, they might have been able to get more damage. But either way, they get the Flash.
That means no Flash for the Renekton engages. No Flash for Rahel either. I'm going to keep my eyes on that as these next fights could break out. Paranoia onto the top lane yet again. It's Zinie in the side lane. The team is coming in to try and back him up as Dominus is popped by Impact. And this time around, the Rebels are there to back up their mid laner. DARKWINGS flies in, shut down by Bvoy, and Shopify Rebellion are the ones that get a kill.
It's time to get back to basics on these Ryze plays. Like, just use your ultimate very carefully, or don't use it at all. That was a fine play, but you could see the call for Sentinels was to go in. Like, that's why Impact would use his Dominus to move in, but then DARKWINGS kind of gives one up there, and that's probably going to be sole point for Shopify if they rush. I mean, Teleport is up. Shopify's not really playing around. It just seems too hard for Sentinels to contest.
3 seconds until it spawns. Contractz is going there alone. The rest of Shopify Rebellion are still kind of hovering around mid and bot lane. Zinie's correcting the bottom wave push. Bvoy's going to get this top wave corrected as well. But no contest from Sentinels means that Contractz will get the solo dragon. That is the 3rd dragon for Shopify Rebellion. They are 1 away from the Chemtech Dragon Soul.
Stress is happening now as Sentinels go for this Baron.
HamBak starting up, Rahel, huhi, TPing DARKWINGS in as well. Impacted a forward position, has the dominance back up and available. Shopify will walk forward. Zeyzal now spots it with the ward. So the Rebels have an approach. Impact's looking for a flank around the side. Watch Bvoy, watch Zinie. Paranoia comes out as the Baron is stolen!
Contractz steal!
Contractz just gets in there and snipes it away. Zinie goes forward into stasis, will fall down. His Impact is traded 1-for-1. Fudge goes in, Grim Deliverance, straight onto the back line. DARKWINGS is out of there. Fudge looking at the support, that splash out of huhi. Rahel and HamBak limp back to their turrets. Shopify Rebellion get the Baron in the fight.
The Baron Steel Goat. Contractz gets another one inside the Nocturne Paranoia.
Yeah.
Normally, when you're doing these fake out Nocturne ults, it's to secure the Baron, so that's what's happening. So Impact is faking the flank as HamBak ults, and then Contractz says it's probably close, and just inside his Wukong W, just presses the button at the right time. That's gotta feel good.
Smile on the face of one. What a play from the Wukong pilot. 3 items completed now, 3, 1, and 2. The hero of the moment for the Rebellion. That was looking dire. Sentinels had a good setup around the objective. They had the gold lead. But Shopify just get Dragon Soul point into Baron, into a couple of kills.
They do.
Lining their wallets a little bit more, and now the gold's dead even as Bvoy's looking to take this outer bot turret.
And that's the best Baron to get, because you're not taking the time to kill it. You're just getting the kill.
Yeah.
And then you also get the Baron, and
another Paranoia now into the mid lane this time around. It's not the Fudge, but Grim Deliverance is away and gets out to safety. The rest of the Rebellion, meanwhile, pushing into the tier 2 bottom turret. They have a Baron wave, and Paranoia was just used mid onto the Zaahen, so they feel real confident to just keep the siege going.
Bvoy on 3 items now as well. And try and get as much gold off these turret plates as possible, as Impact is still just pushing waves on the bot side.
And Contractz has Guardian Angel available, HamBak does not. HamBak is still building towards that. So even in item completion at this point, you gotta favor the Rebellion along with their cooldown. Still no Paranoia available. It's about half off cooldown as Shopify keep the Baron Powered Wave bot hitting the inhibitor turret. Fudge, meanwhile, will take the tier 2 turret in the mid lane, and things are going up for the Rebels. Jatt, they're on the precipice of punching up. This was the team that they needed to beat if they wanted to improve their standings from Spring Split, show that they're not just a team that can eke into playoffs, but instead a team that can make other teams sweat. Contractz with the engage, Cyclone on HamBak underneath the inhibitor turret, followed up by the team. Bvoy on a killing spree. Fudge with the Grim Deliverance will force Rahel to flash out of there. In goes Impact, big crocodile, but not enough damage as the inhibitor will fall. That's mid and bot inhib down. Sentinels will live for a little while longer. The Rebels will walk away.
I mean, Shopify gets so much with that Baron, and I feel like Sentinels just got very greedy. So you can see the bot turret getting destroyed there. Impact spent so long pushing that wave in, and I think Sentinels thought that Shopify was going to respond at some point.
Yeah.
But they just stayed there. They just kept fighting. They took 2 inhibitors. They even killed HamBak. And now that's was a 5,000 gold Baron power play. It's 2 inhibitors down. It's going to make it much more difficult for Sentinels to make it to contest this soul. Because I think all Sentinels really wanted to do with that Baron was just buy time, maximize gold, and then carry the game with Rahel's Lucian. He's still in a good spot. He's a 4-item Lucian MIlio that can still carry the game. It's just going to be harder now that they've completely lost control of this mid and bot wave.
Impact pushing that top turret in, does get the turret, but the inhibitor did not go down to the wave. So Shopify have 2 waves with auto priority. Baron's coming up in 2 minutes, but the bigger thing is that Dragon Soul in 45 seconds. Paranoia comes in. Impact found a flank onto the support. Zeyzal takes a blast cone away. He's alive for right now. Low health bar. That's a teleport in from Fudge as the rest of Shopify Rebellion are actually going to try and fight this. Zinie goes down, but it is Fudge rejoining the fight with the Death's Dance. Zaahen can be the carry, but it's going to be a 4v5 fight for Shopify. Would have liked to keep their mid laner alive.
This might mean that Sentinels, they need to get to this Drake. I mean, Rahel's on it. He's running there. They need to push out this mid wave so they don't lose their Nexus, and then get on there, because Zinie's dead for 30 seconds.
Impact is going to catch the mid wave. DARKWINGS is going to back and then catch the supers that are already getting towards those turrets. Contractz is here. It's just going to be, actually, Impact has now joined in.
Contractz steal angle.
3 up from Sentinels. It's going to have to be a steal, but no steal. Drake secured by Sentinels. That is their 3rd Drake of the game, or rather their 2nd there. So
Kangas?
still going to be stacking up a little longer.
We're in for a long game.
You think so?
I think so.
Ooh.
I think this just hit the conditions of a long game.
What
The
about
Soul's
1
been
minute
delayed.
till Baron?
Well, as we know, Leo has given us the real numbers. Tier 1 this year. This split, Leo?
I believe it was this split. I
This
think
split.
he said this split in the previous.
1 Baron, 84% win rate. In 219 1 Baron games, 184 of those teams have won. 2 Barons, 82% win rate.
It's
lower.
worse.
It's worse.
You don't want 2 Barons, statistically.
Statistically.
Well, I guess it is still a positive win rate.
That's what science says, is that 2 Barons is worse than 1.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about.
Wow. Never would have known.
Yeah. Has science gone too far?
And then 3 Barons is better again, so make sure you get through the Baron trough.
Okay.
The 2 Baron trough.
Yeah, don't try and end on the 2nd. Wait for the 3rd.
Yeah.
If you get the 1st, maybe.
2, dangerous.
Impact right now trying to buy some space in Sentinel's top jungle, because while we're talking about it, it could be a longer game. Shopify Rebellion still have auto priority in mid and bot. The supers that they got from taking those inhibitors have earned them immediate push in those lanes. So all they have to worry about is the top half of the map. They're starting up the Baron already. It is the Hunter Baron, so it will do some damage here, but Contractz and Fudge are the only ones needed on it right now. That's now teleport coming in from DARKWINGS. Sentinels look to contest. Paranoia is available for HamBak. They could just hard commit. Shopify actually back off. Very patient play there. They got the teleport out of DARKWINGS, and again, the supers will just create auto pressure. The top lane's shoving in already. Sentinels are just bleeding waves.
Yep, just keep it slow. No need to rush things. Hope that HamBak flies in too deep. Getting the teleport is good. DARKWINGS is probably going to have to go deal with that wave later, or maybe send Impact for it. Didn't realize that DARKWINGS is 3,800 gold ahead. He's been taking a lot of side lane farm.
He is massive. Rahel has fallen a little behind Bvoy because of the kills that Bvoy's picked up, but DARKWINGS is still the pride of Sentinels right now. Will he soar or will his wings get clipped? 4 items on the Ryze plus a needlessly large rod. Yeah. He's poised to pump damage, but he's got to find the right angle to let the machine gun fly. Shopify back onto the Baron, starting it up again.
Sentinels have to go pretty fast. There's 3 super minions in the bot wave that they haven't responded to. And Shopify loses the game of chicken. They pull off of it.
But again, if they just keep Sentinels around, that's still 3 super minions in the bot lane. Rahel gets some good chunk onto Zinie right there, as Zeyzal separated from the rest of the team. Has 2 grand entrants away, as those 3 supers are pounding at an inhibitor. So Shopify Rebellion, with their free pressure, will take another inhibitor. Ooh, Impact actually gets there, and another wave means that maybe the inhibitor stands.
Oh,
Shopify Rebellion spot out 2 members of Sentinels in the brush. They hard engage. Huhi's trying to keep them alive. Breath of Life will not be enough for DARKWINGS. The hero of Sentinels has been cut down, as Shopify Rebellion, with that 1 kill, have eliminated all of the gold lead that Sentinels had on their side. They're back on the Baron.
Gold lead doesn't matter if you never have a good condition to fight. That is going to be the Baron for sure. I gotta see how much damage has actually been done in this game. DARKWINGS has also been pumping damage in team fights, so really important that they were able to get him down as the 2nd Baron goes over to Shopify.
Concerning for Shopify picking up their 2nd Baron.
I can TP both even.
Yeah, but push mid again and then watch for TP.
20 seconds,
They want to fight now, by the way. Just chill.
I have Junior.
Lucian flash 20
I'm
seconds.
split off here. I'm kind of trolling.
Come here.
I'm okay. He's getting
Guys, we just...
Go.
Five.
This is it.
This is good.
Stay on
Ryze will
Ryze.
flash.
Ryze has to
I
die.
will kill Ryze.
Yep.
Elijah no flash.
Nice.
work, guys.
No tunnel flash.
Nice.
I love it. I love hearing those types of calls where they're on the same page. You can hear them saying, they want to fight us right now. Don't let them. Back off. They got to reset. They got to go for the super minions instead. Now Paranoia back into the mid lane again. Focus on Bvoy, but he is A-OK. Even with Impact trying to get on top of him, they just can't do any damage to the Viktor. Contractz goes into the GA. Rahel now getting engaged on by Fudge. Pulls back 2. Fudge onto the back line is unleashed. Bvoy's on a rampage. Impact goes down. Double kill to Bvoy as Shopify Rebellion win the scrap in the mid lane. It'll be a 3-man defense from Sentinels.
They still have a ton of damage alive, though, with DARKWINGS and Rahel. So Shopify have to be very careful here.
Sentinels maybe want more. The Realm Warp goes out from DARKWINGS. He's only hitting the clone right now as Contractz is able to get away. Fudge now chasing down Rahel. Lands the slow, does not hit the dreaded return. Sidestep by Rahel. Bvoy though, buying Fudge the space he needs. DARKWINGS now getting re-engaged on by Zeyzal and Contractz. He's able to sidestep the knockup from the Rakan, but can he dodge out Fudge? Just chasing him down!
I think that's it!
DARKWINGS has been grounded. Shopify Rebellion take the series 2-1.
They win a banger game 2 and 3. And I think this is a very important win for their season. They're not ecstatic because it wasn't clean by any means, but it's a very important win for their future. I mean, remember in spring, their only wins were against DST and Dignitas, so getting this win over Sentinels is so meaningful.
Much needed win as a team that's trying to climb the standings, trying to show that they are a threat to the rest of the league. Yes, it wasn't the cleanest victory. Yes, it required game 2 Sentinels to just kind of throw their bodies at them. But this time around, despite the fact that DARKWINGS was poised to carry, they found the right pick at the right time to get that Baron.
Yeah.
And used their pressure much better than I would have expected this team to if you had asked me week 1, week 2. I think this is a team that's improving. I can't wait to hear what the Lounge has to say about that game.